It's Sandy Parker, and welcome to Crafting for Almost Everyone. Today we're going to be making the favors that we'll be giving the guests at my nephew's wedding, and then we're also going to be showing you what we're going to be doing with those favors. I hope you'll stay tuned. So the first thing I wanted to show you is the shadow box that I made with my friend Sherry. She did the vinyl for me. And my other girlfriend Cora helped me put the vinyl on. And what we're going to be doing with it is we're going to be putting messages in a bottle inside so the bride and groom have those. Then we're going to show you the favors that are going to be made to go inside. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to show you how we made the favor and go from there. So what I decided I was going to do in that box is this. I have a bunch of shells, obviously. Here are the beads I bought, or some of the beads I bought. I bought tons of these, and I got them at Aliexpress, and I'll put links below. I bought white or clear. I bought blue. I bought different blues. I wanted it to look very ocean-like. So that's what I started with. And then at garage sales, I bought boxes of seashells, and some of them we'll use, some of them we won't. And then my girlfriend and I bought these little bottles on Amazon. I bought a box of 36 of them, and my girlfriend Becky has a big collection of sea glass, and you can see she put little sea glass in every one of them, and there's layers of those in there. And what we're going to do is put them out of the way. We're going to fill these with wishes, and here is, I'll just show you one of the ones. Well, I'll show you my container. I made this container. Well, I didn't make the container, obviously. I found the container, and then I made the bride and groom their own pen with a little heart on it. She goes by Melly, and he goes by Mike. And then I'll show you the pens in a second. But then I put all these pieces together, and in the back of this bowl it says wishes, so that you can put your wish, which you're going to write on the strip, into the bowl when you're finished. So I thought I would just walk you through how I made one of these. It's not hard to do. It's just a little bit time consuming, and trust me when I tell you it took me a while to make this project, but it was worth it, because I think in the end this is going to be something that's going to be really fun for them to have. So what I did was I took a bunch of different pattern papers, and I tried to make sure they were double-sided, and then I had Rich print out this in a heart shape. And first it had a black outline of a heart, and I had to cut out the black outline, and it says make a wish for Mike and Melly, and put it in the blue bowl. The pen is yours to keep. So what I did with this then is I took crisp cantaloupe ink, and I took a heart shape. I gotta find that too. I took this heart that's a peg stamp that's called a simple solid heart. I used this. I stamped the strips of paper. These were about 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch wide. And what I did was, when Rich put 8 of these on a page, what I did was I punched all of these out. Actually, I used my die cutter with a smaller heart die. I have a set of layered dies, and I used this size for these, and it has, I don't know if you can see, it has stitching on it. And then this one is the bigger size. Then what I did is I took one of my little blending brushes, and I went right along the edge of my ink pad, and then I did this because it made it a lot easier. I kind of tapped it on the ink pad. This makes sure that you have already some ink to start with. And then I just kind of went like this. I didn't want to go too far in. I accidentally dropped this one in my ink pad when I was putting it aside, because you know me, can't have anything just go easily. And this is my last one. I just wanted to make sure I showed you how I did it. So that's the edges of that one. Then I did the same with this. Now these papers are a little bit trickier to do this with because they are not as thick. I did use Georgia Pacific paper for this because they need to be able to bend a little bit. And what I bought for them was a quilling tool so that we would be able to take the wishes, use the quilling tool, and roll them up. I'll show you the quilling tool in a second. Just want to make sure we get this nice and inked on the edges. Some of them have more ink, some of them have less. I like to make sure I'm even a little bit going around. Okay, then, as I said, I took the peg stamp and stamped every one of the strips with one little heart at the very end. And my strips are about 8.5 inches long. I wanted them to be the length of a piece of paper. Then the pens I also bought on Aliexpress, and this is the cool part I'm really happy about. These came in like less than a week and a half. It says Melissa and Michael, the date they're getting married, and it has 2 rings overlapping. Oh, I'm having one of those mornings. Overlapping so that it has their names and that. I thought it was really pretty. And then they all came with these cases. So what I did is I put them in the case like that. Then I have a 1/4 inch hole punch. I'm going to use that. Then I'm going to take this and attach it to the middle. I used 3 different paper patterns. This is my favorite, but I didn't find this until the very end, which is frustrating, but that's how it works. There's that. And then I took my 1/4 round punch and I put it on upside down so I could get right to the edge of where the other heart starts. And then I just punched a hole right there. Then I slid it through here. Then I took my little strip and I just kept pushing it till it goes all the way to the end, and there it is. So that is, I think, one of my last gifts. Of course, then let me show you that. Oh, I forgot one other part. Jeez, I forgot one part of it. Then I took 3, I colored these with an alcohol marker. If you ever have a color that you really want to replicate in any of your pearls or sequins or beads, all you have to do is take one of your alcohol markers and color it. So that's what I did with these. And I put 3 of them on each of these in the same spot on all of them, or the same area, I'll call it, on both of them. And you really want to push them in to make sure they stay. And then my last one goes at the bottom right. And the reason I did this, Rich thought it was overkill, but some of my papers did not have any blue in them, and I'll show you the box again so you can see that. I keep saying box, I mean bowl. So there's this. This pattern doesn't have any blue in it. And let me find one of the other patterns that doesn't have blue in it. This one right here. And this one doesn't have blue in it. So I really wanted to make sure that I found a way to incorporate the color of the pen. Even though you can't see the pen, I just wanted to make sure that when they pull it out, then it all is cohesive. And her colors for the wedding are blue and coral, so that's why I chose the colors I did. Then, just to be on the safe side, I'm bringing extra hearts, extra strips, and extra of the beads, just in case, like if something falls off when we're getting them out, you know, when we're putting them on the tables. And what our plan is when they set the dinner up, our plan is that we will have them on the place settings. So let me show you how this quilling tool works. I also bought the quilling tool at Aliexpress. If you've never seen a quilling tool, here, I'm going to take this off so that you can see it. If you've never seen a quilling tool before, it's usually either wood or plastic. It has a little prong that has an opening at the top. And here's what you do with it. You're going to take your papers, one paper at a time. You're going to put it between those two edges. You're going to keep turning it, holding on to it while you do it, and you're going to turn the whole thing like this and try to keep it as tight as you can and as straight as you can. I have two women that volunteered to help do this so that they'd be able to get them in the bottles before the wedding is over. And I'm hoping, I thought what I might do is put maybe a little glue dot there so that they would stay rounded once they're in the bottle. So let's say I take it out and let me get one of these glue dots. And then I'm just going to lay that on the glue dot. The writing edge, or the writing portion of this, should be where the heart is. So then I'm going to put that like that. So it's nice and tight. I gotta rip this little piece off, it's bugging me. Obviously I'm just going to throw this one out, but I just want to show it to you. So now it's completely going to stay in place. And then I bought bottles that have a really big opening so that you can just drop that down in. And then we're going to cork them. And there you have it. That's what it's going to look like. And then we're going to take those and put them into the big shadow box that I just showed you, so that it's going to have a bunch of these little bottles in it. I thought that was sweet. Because they're getting married in an aquarium, I like the idea of a message in a bottle. You know how that goes? Anyway, that's what I was thinking. I hope that you enjoyed this, that you give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And please tell your friends about me on social media, because you know I love that. And thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.